Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, where today I'm going to be teaching you how to get all 9 charms within Rave and the Redwoods. Now the point of these, they have certain different abilities which I have written down in the description as well, just because not all of them have actually been discovered just yet. And also they do actually have some storyline information as well that goes with them. You get like different quotes and things when you pick them up. But anyway, we're going to go straight into them. This video is going to be showing you the different locations where they are found, where you put them, and also how you actually are able to complete the quest to be able to put it onto your gun. Okay, so for the first one right here, we have the ring. Now this can be found either near blue bolts on the stairs, which is near like the mess hall area, or if it's not, then go over to Bang Bangs and it will be on the stairs right next to the perk machine Bang Bangs. Once you've picked up this ring, what you need to do with this one is go to spawn and place it down onto the table like I do here, and then you have 2 lanterns that will shine their light. Simply just hold square on these lanterns, I believe 3 times each, but you need to rotate them until they face where the little ring is, and once both of them are facing the ring, you can pick up the ring. It's as simple as that. This is probably one of the easiest ones to do, and we're going to go on to the next one right here, which is the 8 ball. Now the first 8 ball location is down in the mine right here opposite the sign where it says recreational area. It'll be right there on the floor next to this big rock. If it's not there, then don't worry, go over through to the recreational area. This is the area where you have like the big rave and everything. And if you go over to 10 on the other side to where you find one of the boat parts, there's going to be an 8 ball sitting there on the floor. From here, what you need to do is simply go back to spawn, make sure you have the power turned on, and go upstairs, and there'll be a pool table. Place the 8 ball down on the pool table and then shoot off the 3 white balls off the pool table, and then you can simply pick up the 8 ball yet again. This is again one of the easier ones to do, so you should get this one pretty simple. So the third one I'm going to show you right here is the Pacifier. Now you can find this near at the docks next to some massive rocks. Or if it's not there, then go ahead, go over to the cabin area, and where the Racing Stripe perk machine is, inside that building, on the left hand side is going to be the Pacifier on the floor. Once you pick this Pacifier up, go over to the mess hall and place it down on the side of the table. All the entrances to this building is going to be locked off, and you're going to be in a little lockdown area for a bit. All you need to do is get about 15 kills or so, and then these doors will simply open up, and again you'll be able to pick up the Pacifier, and that'll be the 3rd charm they've done for you. Now the next one we have right here is the fish. Now the first location this one can be found is right behind this big sign at the cabins area that says like point this way to power. If you just go behind that sign right there, it'll be there on the floor. If you can't see it, just hold square, and if it doesn't pick up, then it's going to be in the second location, which is actually in the sewers. Now if you don't know where the sewers are, it's this little like area in between like the mess hall and like the docks area. If you go inside of these sewers right here, it's sort of in the middle where this fish is. Again, if you can't see it because it's quite a small thing, then just hold square and you will be able to pick it up. Once you've picked this fish up, go over to the docks area next to where you ride the boat to Pack Punch, and you'll be able to place it down onto this rod. From there, you'll see something in the water that's like blue and it's swimming around. All you need to do is hit it with an explosive. So it could be a grenade, I believe it could be your sausage. You could shoot it with your upgraded Kindles, or you could use like a rocket launcher or anything else that's explosive wise within this map. Once you throw your explosive and it hits it close enough, it will just disappear. You won't see this blue thing in the water. And then you'll be able to go back to where you place this fish down, and then you'll be able to pick that one up as well, and that'll be your 4th charm complete. So up next, I'm going to show you where the Tiki Mask is. Now the first place it could be is in the adventure course. If you go up where these tire things are, you walk across them and go up, it will be right there in the corner where I'm shooting right now. And if it's not, then go ahead, go to the docks area yet again, and if you just go past this little hallucination table right here, it'll be right there on the stairs in between like the mess hall area and the docks. So once you've picked that up, go back to the mess hall area, and there'll be like a blank picture on the wall. What you want to do is hold square on that, and that will place down the mask onto that wall. The keys next to it are going to start wobbling. What you want to do is just wait a few seconds until these keys stop wobbling. And once the keys are still, what you want to do is shoot the keys and they'll drop down. You can then simply just go ahead, hold square and pick it up. Yet again, one of the more simple ones to collect. The first place the shovel could be is either in the mines area right here, sort of opposite where Bang Bangs is. It should be there, stuck in the ground. It's quite easy to find because it's golden. If you can't see it then go ahead, go to the shooting range, which is right next to the recreational area, and again it'll be sat right there, sticking out the ground. Again, pretty easy to find because like I say, it just stands out. Once you've found the shovel, go over right next to the mess hall. There is a little swamp area where the sewers are, and what you want to do is go over to this gravestone, and you want to place down the shovel in that gravestone. Once you've done this, 6 skeletons are going to spawn, and they're a lot stronger than a normal zombie. All you have to do is just kill these 6 skeletons, and once you've killed them, you can just go ahead and pick up the shovel, and that one will be done as well. Your next charm you can get is the frog. So if you want to go get the frog, then the first place it could be is on this chair right here. This is in the docks area. If it's not sitting there, then go over to this camper van at the recreational area. It should be sitting there right in the corner. And then once you pick this frog up, what you need to do is come back over to this sewer area, the little swamp area, and there's this little spot in the ground where you can place the frog down. Once you place this frog down, what you need is a hallucination bag. If you got one of those, then go ahead, do one of the fires and start hallucinating. Once hallucinating, you need to come over to this ledge right here and you need to talk to the fairies to make sure that they tell you what you're doing. They'll basically tell you to start killing the frog. So what you need to do is jump off of this ledge and then you need to melee in midair, and then what your character will do is do like a little slam. And what you're doing right here is you need to make sure that you slam on all the frogs, and what you need to do is kill all of these frogs. Now for the most part, a lot of these are quite easy to kill, but there could be one or two really difficult ones to kill. I had trouble with one of them just because they were too far away from me to jump off the ledge to get them, so you sometimes have to wait for them to come around. And this can be a bit more difficult because you could have the slasher after you, so just be aware of that as well. But at least with this one, if you don't get all the frogs within one rave, then you just go back and get another rave bag next round and come back and you'll still only have one or two frogs left to kill. Okay, so for this one you're looking for an arrowhead, which is again really small, so it's quite hard to see. But the first location this can spawn at is right outside of the mess hall. There's a big sign that will point you in different directions. But if you go to the right hand side on the floor at that sign, there should be the first location for this arrowhead. If you can't find this arrowhead here, then simply go to spawn. Next to the bear statue and the stairs on the floor is going to be the second location where this arrowhead can spawn. Once you pick this arrowhead up, what you need to do is go over to the shooting range, which is located right next to the recreational area. What you need to do is go ahead and place the arrowhead down on the counter, and once you've done that, you need a little hallucination bag because you need to throw it in there to start hallucinating. Once you're hallucinating, you need to come back to the shooting range and then you'll see some targets. What you need to do is start shooting these targets, and they're pretty simple to shoot. The only problem is that because you're hallucinating, you're more than likely gonna have a slasher on you. Not only this, but also you can fail these targets really quickly. I think you have about 2 or 3 second gap in between each target, and if you don't hit them within that 2 or 3 second gap, it will fail and you'll have to restart. Now of course you can go as many hallucinations as you like, but you have to hit all of the 7 or 8 targets within one hallucination, because like I say, if you miss one, it's gonna fail and it will start it from the first target. Once you've successfully shot all the targets, you can simply just go over to the arrowhead and pick it up. The second to last charm I'm going to show you today is the boots. Now in order to find the boots, they could either be right in the corner of the docks area next to this little bin where all these boats are, or if you go to the campfire, which is in the adventure course, and then go left right in the corner, there should be like a little box, and right next to it should be where the boots could spawn as well. Now once you've found these boots, what you need to do is come over to the cabin area, and you want to go into this particular cabin right here with like these bunk beds, and on the floor is going to be a sleeping bag, and next to it there are 2 red footprints. Place the boots right there on the floor, and what you need to do for this one is that there's going to be like a little red foot, and what you need to do is walk over this red foot multiple times. Every time you walk over it, it's going to move forward a little bit, and each time it moves forward, you need to then walk with it until it goes to the window. Once you walk with it to the window, you're going to see a slasher walk past the window. Make sure you see the slasher. I wasn't expecting to see the slasher or the noise that it came with it, so it did scare me a little bit, I'm not going to lie. And I'm going to play it for you now just so you know exactly what you're looking out for. Okay, so once you've been scared by that slasher, what you need to do is go over to the spawn area, and there should be a little red footprint on the carpet right at the spawn. What you need to do is again walk with this foot all the way up into the window right in front of it, and once again you need to make sure you see the slasher walking past the window, as again I see doing here. And once you see the slasher walking past, that'll be your little cue to know that you need to go over to the third and final location, which is down at the docks. So once down at the docks, you need to come to this location right here, and again there's a little red foot on the floor, and you need to walk with this one all the way round to the other side. A little bit lengthy this one, it will take you a bit longer, but make sure you just save a zombie at the end of a round and try and walk with it. It can be a little hard trying to walk over the foot and actually activate it to move to the next step, but if you just move around then you'll eventually get it. And again, it walks over to this window right here, which is a zombie buildable barrier. You need to make sure that you see a slasher walk past once again. I didn't actually see the slasher, but I heard the noise, so I knew that this was activated. And once that's the case, you can go back to the cabins where you first did it, next to the sleeping bags, and you can pick those boots back up. So the final charm you can get in Rave in the Redwoods is going to be the Binoculars. Now I've left this one till last because I couldn't quite get to the point where I picked it up. But first of all, what you need to do is find the Binoculars, which either could be at the Rave area next to a bunch of boxes to the left hand side of the whole area. And if it's not there, then go ahead, go to the mess hall, and there is a little bench on a bridge, and it's going to be sat on that bench. Once you pick these binoculars up, go over to this little watchtower thing where the little Fate and Fortune card box is, and where also that sniper's laying there. What you need to do is place the binoculars down on this bench. Once placed, you need to go over into this little hut area, and you can get the sniper or you can use a sniper from a mystery box. What you need to do is pick up a sniper of some sort and aim down at Turtle Island. What you'll notice is that these little eyeballs have spawned and you need to shoot all of them. There are 8 in total, 5 of them are on Turtle Island. So what you need to do is shoot these eyeballs off of the top of each totem. That'll be 4 eyeballs, and then there's a 5th one on Turtle Island in the window of that house. The 6th one is going to be right in front of you, which is past behind where Slappy Taffy is, and it's right there, quite easy to find. Then if you turn around facing the Fate and Fortune card box, right behind it there's going to be one in that little hut over there, and then there's going to be the 8th and final one, which is sort of off in the distance, which is a little bit harder to get, but they're not too difficult to get. And once you hit them as well, you'll hear a little audio cue as well for each one, just so you know that you've hit them. I'd recommend using a scope for these ones rather than an elo sight like I did, just because it's a lot easier to use a scope. But once you've hit all 8 of these, what you need to do from there is actually stay in this little hut area, and you need to start getting headshots with zombies. Now, I've heard that you need to get 15 headshots on zombies while standing underneath this hut, but my problem with this is that I could never get it to work, and I don't know if it's glitched or not with my game, because I tried it in 2 different games and it still wouldn't work. But I've heard from so many people that that's what you need to do. You need to get 15 headshots with zombies while standing underneath this little hut after you shot all 8 of those eyeballs. In my game right here, in total I got something like 160 headshots while standing underneath it, and it still wouldn't work. So I don't know whether there was something I was doing wrong or whether I might have missed out one of those eyeballs. Or like I say, I'm pretty sure it was just glitched. But what should happen is after you get those 15 headshots, the binoculars will be ready to be picked up, and they'll also like flash a little blue just so you know that they're ready to be picked up. But that is how to get all 9 charms within Rave and the Redwoods. Now, this took me a long time to get all the footage for, guys. It literally took me probably about 7 or 8 hours to get all the footage for it, so I'd appreciate if you leave a like rating and possibly even comment down below. If you know what some of these charms do in terms of effects and I haven't got them down in the description below, then of course go ahead and comment them down below as well, just to let me know so I can update my description so I can have all 9 abilities of what they do in the description. Other than that, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe around here for more zombies content, and as always, I'll see you next time. Peace out.